Hi, this is Jill at the Soul Star Connection, and whew, here we are in the midst of a very deep change, it feels like, for me when I tap into it, and trying to let myself be discerning about how much I'm trying to gain information from outside sources and staying balanced and getting information from my my intel from my inner source. So this reading here, again, we're doing the Magic of Nine. I did pick two other cards you'll see here in a moment for this week's reading, and really addressing, trying to stay in the current moment, and hoping that this reading provides a landscape, a platform, a reflection that is supportive and nurturing during these times of change, and how we all came upon this moment, and really honoring that there's a level of your being that has been preparing for this, even though our outer reality or our outer way of perceiving the world might feel surprised by this or unprepared for this. I really truly believe that each of us in some small way has been preparing for this level of change, and we're in it, we're in the change, so it's always hard to see what's going to come on the outside of it, because we're in it and we're changing, and really we're going to be the conductors and the orchestrators of when that breath of the space opens, and we're in that alchemy place of beginning to create a life from some new perspectives and some new places. And my heart goes out to those of each of you that might have somebody that is experiencing this virus, or if you yourself is experiencing this virus. And just my heart goes out to all of those that have experienced that transformational experience of loss with anyone in your immediate knowing. Just my heart goes out to each of you that might be experiencing that level of change. And my heart really goes out to those of us that might be feeling greater levels of fear than others. And again, I hope that this is a supportive reading and will help us hold an open space in which we can rest into what is, without having to try to justify it or solve it. All right, here we go. So again, it's that 9, and I picked this beautiful card, the Page of Water and the Ace of Air, to help hold the energy field for me to get as clear of a reading as I could. And it's interesting because today I wanted to place my hands, the cards like this, and then like this. So the reading kind of goes in this order. Oh, sorry, let me start again. Here, then here, 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 then up like a beautiful tree. So this is like a beautiful tree for me. So let's begin. And again, any reading is always in your free will to take what resonates and allowing yourself to dissolve what does not. All right, here we go. All right, as I place my hands on the Page of Water and the Ace of Air, they are in the reverse position. So as soon as I placed my hands on them, I could feel that rush of feeling and that rush of thoughts. And how when those two come together, we can feel chaotic, and it's like a storm, like a little mini storm inside of us. So that's the first thing I felt. And what I really wanted to do was to help us calm the energy by taking 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then with that, it's really about putting down a prayer of really honoring that our feelings and our thoughts can feel confused and mixed up as our world has changed in such a short period of time in such a dynamic way. And that things that might have felt far off from those of us that are in the United States are now we are now experiencing them. And really that humanity is experiencing this as a collective in time moment. And so with this whirlwind of change that has come to our doorstep, may this reading again assist in navigating from a deep place of love and the wisdom that can be revealed in this moment and the guidance that might come through to help us put into motion that what is most sustainable for our highest well-being. So above all, allowing this reading to help us move inward. So taking another breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as I place my hands here at the Chariot card, I feel this certainty that is the energy of love. And so may we take a moment and rest into the energy of love that supports our every day. That energy of love that we are intimately a part of. In that the Chariot, when we give way to love, really leads through the magical, beautiful design of the heart. And from the design of the heart is where we can begin to dismantle the energy of fear. The energy that can disconnect us from the design of the heart that innately wants to lead us into the wholeness of ourselves, into the wholeness of truth, of what is happening, guided by its truth. So here, when I place my hand here, it's just to give credence to that which feels unrest in our body and to allow it to be named. Whether you write a letter to the virus, write a letter to whoever you feel this discontent with, to write a letter to the earth, just to get it up and out of your body. Paint it, dance it, sing it, so that you can move into that beautiful place of clarity. And so that's that 2 of water. So we begin to make sense of, through a clear path, of what is the truth of this moment. Then we move here to the 7 of air, which is reversed for me, and the page of air. Oh, wait, sorry. The 7 of earth. Sorry about that. And the page of air. So I place my hands here. And just really honoring what feels uncomfortable, what is, in a sense, feeling like it's becoming ungrounded. So sometimes it's like we need to unground a belief, a perception, in order to come more into a clear space and to free ourselves so that we can be available to ourselves above all and to those around us just by being clear. So this card really asks you to honor that which feels uncomfortable and ungrounded right now, with no judgment upon it. In that recognition, it actually begins to free itself. And whether this energy holds anger and frustration, to again, sometimes the release of that is through singing it, through writing it, through painting it. I did a painting earlier this week, or it doesn't, I know it's Monday, because in the latter part of last Friday, around releasing my fear. So I've posted that on Instagram. So I'll put my link to Instagram for those of you that want to check out that drawing, just to help me move the fear so I can uncover more of what's going on inside of my energy fields. And I can rebalance it then from a place of knowing. So this is really about trusting the flow of the current of this time, in that there was nothing we could have done better or worse then, and that this is what we are all experiencing. There's nothing to blame, nothing to become a victim to. It's just surrendering to this is what is. Then we move down here to this beautiful 7 of water and page of fire. And to what happens here is once we kind of move through this energy, there's space, and that there's this magic of time that's been given when we can work through our fears and our frustrations and just accept what is. We can begin to rest into the beauty of what's before us in this space. The space of turning inward, the space of feeling what is true for you in your life, what holds heart and meaning for you, and letting that be a spark, and allowing that innocence of that spark to begin to form into potentials. That potential could be something you've been thinking about, an art project to do, a friend to connect with over the phone, a song to start to write, a business to start, something that holds heart and meaning to you. So like this space has been given, this space to come into that fullness of ourself. The other thing that comes here is also, so my hands went to dance all of a sudden, right? Is also to understand this energy here can support any of this that's going up in the upper parts of this reading, which is movement, that sacred dance of movement, right? And to know that we are probably living in a time where we're moving from an emotional place to a thought-filled place, and just to ride that wave right now. And in that, allow yourself to remember to come back to grounding and feeling the abundance of the earth, in that she, above all, supports this time. Okay, so just feeling that again. See my hands, you keep wanting to do this. Just really feeling for a moment. If we could all just drop in through this beautiful pathway, that abundance place of the earth. To, in that, understand that through this week, and probably weeks to come, there are going to be moments where we feel murky and uncertain. And that is the experience of our human ability to perceive the world. But to know that just in the surrendering of the murkiness protects that which is your truth. Meaning that once we allow ourselves to understand that there's probably murkiness around us, as this is brand new and everybody's learning, we're going on a steep learning curve here, is that to have grace around that and releasing that, in the releasing of our interdependencies on some level, we are moving into this beautiful energy of clarity. There's a beautiful path that awaits all of us. All right, dear ones. Let me just feel if there's anything else to say here. So even now, as I get this reading out of my body, as I sit here, just feeling that grace. We can let go of any mechanisms of control. The movement into the flow has that potential to be held within grace. And to call upon the energy of love, dear ones, to call it into your space when you feel uncertain, when you feel ungrounded. Call on love as your ally. Call on the energies of earth as your ally. Call on the graces of water, as water is a big part of this reading, and water's really been coming into my awareness. I feel like showing this again. Imagining water going through your body and clearing and cleansing it, cleansing your energy centers, taking baths, inviting your family to take baths, putting on soft, beautiful music. All right, dear ones, I feel like for me, this is getting really near completion. I'm really loving how this beautiful deck has become a way shower for me also. Okay, I just want to stay here. May this grace of this transcending time, may it be filled with opportunities to acknowledge the Spirit in all things through the eyes of compassion, through the eyes of wisdom, through the eyes of acceptance. With that, we are complete. Many blessings to each of you, and may you feel love and call on love this week. May love hold you and assure you and guide you. Many blessings.